Chairman, today we're taking a critically important step toward unlocking President Trump's mandate that over 77 million Americans voted for. That includes extending President Trump's cuts for American families, securing our borders, unleashing American energy dominance, and eliminating waste, fraud, and abuse from our federal balance sheet. The Biden-Harris administration left our country in peril. Our federal debt is more than $36 trillion, and what do we have to show for it? A bloated bureaucracy that is weaponized against the American people and sends hardworking American taxpayers' dollars to fund woke, radical DEI nonsense, not only in America, but around the globe. This is wholly unacceptable, and it stops now. House Republicans are working in lockstep with President Trump to identify and eliminate waste, fraud, and abuse at all levels of government and enact America First policies. To get America back on track, we're delivering a budget resolution that will allow us to extend President Trump's tax cuts, rein in out-of-control spending, and keep Americans safe. In 2017, President Trump and Republicans delivered tax cuts that created more jobs and higher wages for hardworking Americans. The impact President Trump's tax cuts had on our economy have been undeniably beneficial for all Americans. From 2018 to 2019, real wages rose 4.9%, the fastest growth in 20 years. During that time, we've had the lowest poverty rates in history. Unemployment rates for African Americans, Hispanic workers, and those without a college degree fell to historic lows. On top of that, Trump's economy produced 5 million jobs, affording more people the opportunity to earn a living here in America. It benefited low-income Americans, too. The bottom 10% of earners saw a 50% higher wage growth than those in the top 10% as a result of these policies. Extending President Trump's tax cuts will allow us to continue to make America great again, and that starts with us passing this budget blueprint. This budget blueprint also delivers on the promise to secure our borders. For the past 4 years, the American people suffered from the Biden-Harris administration's open border policies that led to an unprecedented national security and humanitarian crisis. Last fiscal year, Customs and Border Protection confiscated over 21,000 pounds of fentanyl at our borders. That's enough fentanyl to kill every American several times over. And that's just the drugs we know about. Under the Biden-Harris administration, we saw rates of overdose or poisoning deaths skyrocket, peaking at nearly 108,000 in 2023, driven by the surge of fentanyl coming across our borders. Illicit fentanyl overdoses are now the #1 cause of death among adults 18 to 45, the #1 cause of death. Every year, more Americans are dying from illicit fentanyl than the number of American lives lost during the Vietnam War. Thankfully, the budget resolution we are considering today supports border security so that we can secure our borders and stop the flow of drugs pouring into our communities. Now, let me be clear about this. As chair of the Health Subcommittee of Energy and Commerce, we will not be kicking people off of Medicaid. That is not what is going to happen. What we are going to try to do, and what we will succeed in doing, is making sure that we stabilize, making sure that we secure, making sure that we strengthen Medicaid by eliminating waste, fraud, and abuse that is going to a lot of providers and instead sending this to Medicaid recipients. That's where the money should be going. That's what we're going to identify, and that's where we're going to get savings. This is a budget resolution that works for America. It'll put us back on path towards fiscal responsibility, keep money in the pockets of Americans, unleash American energy dominance, and keep Americans safe. That's why I urge my colleagues to support this blueprint so that we can advance America First policies. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I yield back.
Gentleman yields